Hi, I'm Lou with another episode of My Car Story, and today we're out at the World of Wheels in Rosemont, Illinois. Come on out, it's a great show. With that being said, I saw Mark from, what was it, Hot Rod Auto Body? Hot Rod Auto Body, and Mark, give a shout out, where you at? Tell us a little bit about
Mark Klopack from Hot Rod Auto, and our shop is in Schiller Park, and we've been there 25 years. And thanks again, Lou, for having us on.
It's always a pleasure, and we have Kevin Callahan.
Right.
So he's new to the channel, but with that being said, an Irish guy who loves a good car.
Yeah.
And we have a great car today. What do we have today?
Well, what you're going to meet is my baby. She's called Irish Eyes. She is a 1970 Pontiac GTO Judge Convertible.
Now, how did you decide, stay together guys.
Okay.
So how did you decide you wanted a GTO Judge, which is a fantastic car?
Well, I had about 12, 13 different Mustangs, and trying to put all the Mustangs together, they just never really accumulated. So I wanted something that was going to be a little bit more rare, a little bit different, something that was going to stand out, something that I can be a little bit more stupid with when it comes to overbuilding. And if I'm going to put money into it, I want something that's going to be a collector car.
And you chose Mark.
I chose Mark. Mark was introduced to me by a friend. And I actually went out to several body shops in the Chicago area, and looking at some of them, it was scary. I met with Mark. He's got a great personality, and he really takes everything to heart, and his quality is fantastic, which I think you're about to see.
Let's take a look. Gentlemen, let's spread apart and look at our Irish eyes. This car is just stunning. I walked by, and I've met Mark before, and Mark, I apologize, I actually couldn't keep my eyes off the car. And then when I looked up, I was like, hey Mark, how are you? This is in your booth.
So this car was actually built 8 years ago. So just to give you an idea, the paint job on this car is 8 years old. This car was driven to Detroit, it was driven to Minneapolis, driven down to Milwaukee, so it's been on the road.
It's a driven car, and you've put all the GTO Judge cues. I want to get a shot right from the side so we can take it all in. And yet, wonderful, obviously the color's custom. Mark, what is the color on this car?
This is a custom mix from my shop. We call it St. Patrick's Day Parade.
St. Patrick's Day
Only for the fact that obviously it's green. Kevin is Irish, and I thought it was a very good name for it.
Wonderful. And let me just show, that paint is gleaming off this car.
So, yeah, it's got a lot of candy on it, and if you notice, the stripes and the Judge name, this is all paint, there's no decals on this car.
Yes. Now tell me about these rims. They have your initials on them.
They are. Looking for tires for a car is always a very challenging issue, and in this case, I couldn't find tires that I really liked. This is actually American racing, so they're nothing extravagant. But what I like is, instead of having the American racing name on the center hub, I wanted my initials on it.
That's great.
So if I'm going to put somebody's name on it,
might as well be yours. Right.
Might as well be mine.
We've got this 2006 GTO seats.
These are power seats. They're out of an 06 GTO.
Let's open this, please, so I can...
Door handles are all handmade.
I didn't notice that at first.
Yeah. Solid aluminum, handmade.
Wait, let me just clean that for a second. We want to show the... Go ahead.
All right.
The Judge emblem. So this was a Judge originally?
Right. But one of the weird things and hard things to ever do with the car is, originally when I bought this car, you're probably noticing it's missing. There used to be a tachometer on the hood, and it just wasn't a comfortable spot for me.
Yeah.
So we remade the whole dashboard and put all the gauges on the dash. Originally, the car only had idiot lights and no gauges. So we put the tachometer where I wanted it. At the same point, we added satellite rear view cameras, navigation, and everything else. So it's got all the bells and whistles, air conditioning.
And you guys put the Judge logo on the gauges.
Yes.
That's cool. That's very cool.
And what
Go ahead.
Okay, and again, when it lights up, again, it's rear view cameras and everything else, navigation, everything you want. I always hated with the convertible, my kids playing with the windows.
Yeah.
So we moved the control for the windows to the center column.
Okay. That eliminates that problem. And look at the door. Let me take one step back just to show people that door insert, which matches the car. Notice the green lights under the seats.
Well, you need something for your feet to see.
Yeah.
So, little simple LEDs, they don't draw any power, so forth. The back seat's actually still out of the 70 GTO.
But you have headrests on.
We did. Took the headrests off with the 06. Welded them to the frame from the 1970. Give it a little plush, give it a little padding.
Oh yeah, this is really well done.
Even the convertible top is all custom on this. So it has a cloth top, which you can't tell right now.
Okay.
But even the framework is all silver powder coating. So it's not painted, it's all silver powder coating.
Wow. Wow. Okay, let's take a look at the back of the car. Now the back of the car has some, first of all, let's take a look inside the trunk.
All right. Sorry about that.
That's all right. While you're doing that, you know what, give me 1 second. Let me step back 1 moment, take in the whole Irish eyes look. Okay, let's go into the trunk, a little trunk or treat. So we got, you were on high performance.
Correct.
There you are, definitely using the car. That's cool, by the way.
Yeah, the individual asked me if I'd be willing to do a burnout. So, absolutely, all the time.
You were able to pull that off. Look at the beautiful stitching. This looks like a high-end jacket.
So, you know, and to make it even convenient, what I ended up doing is these are just on by magnets.
Oh yeah, that's brilliant. And they just pop right on. Yeah, that's wonderful. So let me just show people the details to this car. Let me do that just so I can kind of, maybe that's better. Now, go slow enough where people can stop when they want to see it.
Yeah, a lot of things have been changed since this time frame. Exhaust used to be 3-inch, now it's 4-inch. A lot of miscellaneous, but the car's done well over the years. 242, obviously the VIN number, it is a Judge.
That's pretty cool. All right.
It's got a TV. Everybody wants a TV. You can hook up video games to and everything else.
Wow.
So a lot of times at the shows, I'll have videos running in the background.
Yeah.
You know.
Very cool.
And little hiding places, cabinet-wise.
I love that. Nitrous?
Nitrous. Well, you can never find enough little go-go juice.
So now you've got something a little more serious note. You've got something very special down here. What happened?
Well, every car has to have a little bit of a story. This car, we do call this car Irish Eyes for the Irish heritage in the family. And my wife and I, we lost our daughters, Elizabeth and Alexandria, and back in 1998. The shocking thing about it as well was that when we lost our girls, my wife and I were out for dinner for St. Patrick's Day, celebrating, of course.
Yeah.
And in the morning, she didn't feel well, and she thought it was from the cabbage. Didn't agree with her.
Yeah.
So she, trying to rest. She ended up going into labor, and we delivered our girls. They passed away the next day on the 19th of March.
So this is a wonderful memory to these girls.
So
they're always with you.
Yes.
And they're in heaven right now.
Yes, they are.
Amen.
I was going to do an evil leprechaun, and yet my wife argued against it. So this is my wife's choice.
Your wife has very good taste. That's that's a beautiful mural of two lovely ladies. All right, let's go back to the car. Wonderful, wonderful story that people wouldn't normally see with this car. Let's take a look under the hood. I appreciate you sharing that too, because other people face those challenges. Matter of fact, I had a similar situation where we had a miscarriage, and I understand how difficult that can be. Pull it up. it by the hood scoops there and pop it up? There we go. Need to get that grip in there.
Just ask the man who built the car. He can open the hood.
That's the only guy who needs to open the hood. So you've got the Irish eyes on the valve covers, which is wonderful.
Continuing the name. Flattened the firewall.
Oh yeah, I didn't notice that at first. I'm glad you said that.
Yep. Running the heat and air conditioning through the fender.
Oh, wonderful.
Mark painted the engine block in order to match the rest of the car.
Wonderful touch.
Because of the horsepower and the compression of the car, brakes are horrible. So we added Hydro Boost brakes, which are absolutely fantastic. So they run off the power steering pump.
What kind of horsepower do you think this is putting out?
The motor itself is putting out 560 horse.
Wow.
And then you have the nitrous boost on top of that.
So you're like at 650.
It gets up there.
That's crazy.
The bottom of the hood, these are all steel panels that are actually welded into the hood. So this is a very heavy steel hood.
Yeah.
But the steel panels that have been built into it made the ram air.
Oh yeah.
All the seams have been taken out of the hood. It made the hood so heavy that we had to come up with our own
Put
hood.
bracing. Show those braces on that side. Well, let's fire it up. Let's listen to it at idle, and then we'll give it a rev. Wow, that's crazy.
She has the capability of waking up the neighborhood.
I would say, what a wonderful, wonderful car. Good looks and wonderful innards as well. Mark, Kevin, let's go towards the front of the car for just a moment. Let me show the instrumentation when it's lit. Oh, that's really nice. Well, if people like watching the channel, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell. Guys, what a fun, great car. Thanks so much, Mark, for building it. Thanks so much, Kevin, for sharing it. Thanks for being on My Car Story, guys.
Well, thank you,
Thank
Lou.
you.
Appreciate it.
it.